We are in the service of God and country. This is the voice of the voiceless, the voice of the people, and the voice of the people is the voice of God. And I'm most excited to be with you, my brother, my sister. Now remember that this is where we speak truth to power. And we speak in all decorum. This is in the service of God and country. And the very first story I want to look at here is coming from Ghana Web. It says, any staff of GIOC who joins organized labor strike will be sacked. Kofi Juma warns. And I read. Now, the managing director of GIOC Distilleries Limited, Maxwell Kofi Juma, has cautioned his staff against joining a planned strike by organized labor. Now, according to him, the concerns raised by organized labor to embark on such action are a national issue and not one that directly concerns GIOC. He noted that he does not see the essence of the protest and will not encourage any of his staff members to participate because it contradicts their regulations. Speaking in an interview with Europa FM, Kofi Juma warned that any staff member of GIOC who decides to join the organized labor strike will be dismissed with immediate effect. I hope that GIOC members are listening. If you like, don't report to work. Anyone who joins them, that's organized labor strike, will be sacked. I am saying this on authority. There are labor laws in the country. Let the issue be a national concern, not GIOC's own. So, Maxwell Kofi Juma, I am told, is an in-law to the President of the Republic of Ghana. Now, he got his position most probably because of his connections with the president and or connections with the political party in power. My brother, my sister, I have been told that this man was a former mayor of Kumasi. At the same time, he's always been a senior member of the NPP. So everything is right and correct. My brother, my sister, now in this government, we have seen so many square pegs in round holes. In fact, we have people who are in responsible positions who are behaving so irresponsibly. Maxwell Kofi Juma is one of those. Recently, GIOC workers tried to embark on a certain kind of strike. For one reason or the other, my brother, my sister, they were able to quench all the fires. Number two, Maxwell Kofi Juma was the same man who came out and told the whole Ghana that if you think beer or alcohol is that expensive, please put away alcohol and drink water. I love that, and I clapped for him. And I want to dwell on this to make my submission. This was the man who said, if you think alcohol that is produced by GIOC is too expensive and therefore you cannot afford, the prices will not come down today, the prices will not come down tomorrow. Please substitute beer and alcoholic beverages with water. Go drink water. I applauded him because I don't drink alcohol. I do not subscribe to the drinking of alcohol in any way. But because everybody has the right to do what they want as long as it's legal, I do not fight people who drink alcohol. But this was what the man said. If alcohol is so expensive, please drink water. You know why I applauded him? Because I don't drink alcohol. I've never drank alcohol. I don't know what alcohol tastes like. I don't. But it's not about Blakk Rasta. It's about the nation. The man who told us a few months back to drink water has lost sight of the fact that the water he's asking us to drink is now totally polluted by Galamsey. Heavy lead, heavy metals are found in the water that we drink here. Even vegetables that are planted in Ghana and harvested here are said to contain heavy metals that can give us cancer and so on and so forth. But with all this, Kofi Juma says, it is a problem of the nation. It has nothing to do with Gihok, as if Gihok was operating from space. Now let us look at the history of Gihok. Gihok was brought into being by the great Kwame Nkrumah, a visionary leader. Kofi Juma and his ilk have brought down Gihok. At a point, they had to even import bottles from outside the nation. A company that used to produce its own bottles and so on and so forth. Today, my brother, my sister, is in the lowest embers of destruction. May I go deeper into this issue, my brother, my sister? Kofi Juma, who is a puppet of the NPP. These are the people who have an entrenched position. No matter how abysmal their party performs, they will continue to hinge onto the party as if it was a religion. Kofi Juma says that organized labor is coming out to engage in a certain demonstration. What is the demonstration all about? Against Galamsey. Organized labor has noted that the government in power is turning deaf ears to all the calls against Galamsey. That the government is in power has turned a blind eye to everything happening in Galamsey. All the government is interested in is to win power. And organized labor, in its own wisdom, has come to realize that if we are not careful as a people, they will win this power, but millions of people will die because of this Galamsey thing. And once the party in power is not ready to fight Galamsey, organized labor is using legal means, demonstrations and protests, peaceful ones, to be able to drive home this much needed attention. Maxwell Kofi Juma says it has nothing to do with Gihok. The effrontery and the arrogance. The man says he will sack any Gihok member who gets involved in this demonstration because it has nothing to do with Gihok. It has everything to do with the country Ghana. As if Gihok was operating in Oceania. People like this are very arrogant. People like this have no love for their country. They are mediocre in their thinking. They are people who do not care how many people die as long as they have political power. Shame on you, Maxwell Kofi Juma. I support this demonstration 100%. If all Ghanaians were supposed to come out naked and walk on the streets and dance on the streets like King David did in order to have Galamsey stopped, I will be the first naked person on the line. My brother, we have to fight Galamsey with all the blood we have in us. Or else, one day we will all be buried in Galamsey pits. And one day too soon. The average Ghanaian is so silly. The average Ghanaian behaves as if he has no common sense. Hey, you can tell the average Ghanaian, hey, Abriwe Bo, Abriwe Bo, Abriwe Bo. No, he will not listen. He would wait until Abriwa comes, slapping and killing everybody. Now we have been warning people against environmental degradation. We have been warning people against this thing called Galamsey, which is mass murder of the people. My brother, not even the dirtied waters, not even the polluted waters, not even the natural habitats of fauna, my brother, my sister, animals being destroyed now would make the average Ghanaian see that there is a looming danger. Until their family members start dying, until they themselves start getting erectile dysfunction, until they themselves start getting cancers. And then they will blame the government for their diseases that they brought upon themselves. What is wrong with the average Ghanaian? Hey, you can warn the average Ghanaian that there's a lion back door. He must be very careful. No, he will not listen to you until he hears the lion roaring and running after him. That is when he starts to take measures. We are a people who are not proactive. We are a people who are not ready. My brother, my sister, for prevention, we are only looking for cure. Maxwell Kofi Juma, remember that you will not be at Gihok forever. Remember that even the man who founded Gihok is no more here. Remember that the power that you have right now is political. Remember that very soon, when you are no more there, another person will take over. What legacy would you have given out and left behind? Think about it. We don't know the next person who is going to get cancer. We don't know the next person who is going to die from this. And you, all you have to say is that it has nothing to do with Gihok. Well, I'll leave it here. Now the next thing I want to look at, oh my God, is another very interesting thing. And I need you to come along. I'm reading this from Ghana Web. And it says, organized labor strike. Petition filed for removal of GMA president over unilateral decision. And I read. Now, a member of the Ghana Medical Association, GMA, Dr. Vishnu Nene Limon Abayate, has filed a formal petition for the removal of the association's president, Dr. Frank Serebour. Now, this comes after Dr. Serebour's directive to members of the association not to embark on the organized labor's nationwide strike action on Thursday, October 10, 2024. That's tomorrow. Intended to force the government to halt illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. In his October 8 petition to the GMA General Secretary, Dr. Abayate made grave accusations against Dr. Serebour, including that he spoke on the GMA's behalf without first consulting the National Executive Council or the General Assembly. He claimed that the association's reputation has been damaged by the unilateral decision, which has made it seem inconsistent to the public, especially in light of the GMA's prior position on illegal mining. Dr. Abayate announced that he would propose a motion to remove Dr. Serebour at the next annual General Assembly meeting at Inho, which is set for November 10, 2024. His goal is to secure the backing of the General Assembly for the proposal, which requires a 2/3 majority. Dr. Serebour is a coward. He's a very, very big coward. Under the watch of the president of the GMA, we have seen medical doctors in supposed good standing undermine the danger of Galamsey and promoting Galamsey as ambassadors of Galamsey. Dr. Afriye Ayu is one of those. Matthew Prempe is another. My brother, these two people have become so nonchalant. They have become so careless. They have become the ambassadors of Galamsey, all because of political power. The last time I checked, Nana Efriye, who is an MP in the Ashanti region, was advocating Galamsey with all seriousness, with no regard to human health. And you wonder, is this a proper medical doctor or a quack? The last time I checked, Matthew Opoku was still a medical doctor, and he was also advocating Galamsey as if he has never been to the classroom to study the difference between an atom and a neutron. My brother, my sister, these guys are a shame to the medical profession. All the doctors who are in support of the destruction of flora and fauna, which will end up giving us diseases. Shame on you. In my days, doctors were busy on Ghana TV talking about our health and our environment, how we could stay healthy. But today, I never knew I would live to see doctors propagating and pushing things that do not inure to the benefit of our health. Galamsey. And this man here called the president has done nothing, my brother, my sister, to condemn these two, even though petitions have been sent in to the organization, to the association, to deal with these people who have no regard for the medical profession and health. I am not surprised that the president himself is saying, oh, don't worry about it, you know. Don't go for the organized labor thing for whatever reason they have. And sadly, we are told that he's not even democratic. They have not been able to sit with the council and listen to the advice of the council. He arbitrarily decided to go out as the president and force everybody by his dictum not to attend the demonstration. My brother, my sister, it is what it is. But posterity would judge us so harshly. Now, the very last thing I want to look at before we get into the African history class is this one too from Ghana Web. And it says, do you own a town? Furious Drobunso chief sacks Cheddar from campaigning in his community over disrespect. So let's read. Now, the chief of Drobunso in the Sechere Afram Plains district of the Ashanti region has disclosed that he sacked the leader of the new force, Nana Kwame Bediakun, aka Cheddar, from his land for organizing a campaign derby in his area without visiting his palace for permission. Now, in a video shared on the social media platform X, formerly called Twitter, the chief said traditionally and culturally, such an act is disrespectful and should not be entertained. Recently, one of the politicians, I am told he's called Nana Kwame Bediakun, came to this town and held a campaign at the lorry station without paying a courtesy call here at the palace. Do you own a town? I drove him out of the town. If you visit my town to campaign and you fail to recognize that there's a chief here, then you cannot campaign on my land. Someone cannot till the land for another person to harvest the crops. The chief fumed. It is usually the norm that politicians, whilst on their campaign trail, first pay a courtesy call on the chief of a town they intend to campaign, to seek permission and blessings before they conduct their campaign activities. My brother, my sister, it is so clear, isn't it? My brother, my sister, the chief said he sacked Cheddar because he came into the area and decided that he would have a campaign, political campaign, without going first and foremost to the chief of the area. My brother, my sister, now let us look at the merit of the whole thing and see if Cheddar erred or the chief erred. I love traditional authority. I honestly love traditional authority. I hold traditional authority in high esteem. I love traditional authority. My brother, my sister, But these days, our chiefs live too much to be expected. These days, our chiefs are playing so lowly. These days, our chiefs have sold traditional authority to politics. My brother, my sister, we have seen several chiefs endorse politicians against the Constitution of the Republic. We have seen several chiefs turn their palaces into political campaign grounds. Does this mean cheddar is right? I'm still making my point. A lot of these chiefs are just waiting for these politicians to come to their palace and give them gifts and money so that they will endorse them. A lot of chiefs. So a lot of chiefs would only sack politicians not because they have disrespected them that much, but it's because they did not come to their palaces to give them gifts. How many people agree with me? I'm not saying it's the same case with the Drobunso chief. My brother, if we have to respect traditional authority, our chiefs must be up and doing. How can you call yourself a chief and you are involved in Galamsey? Like we have in the Ashanti region. I will never come to your palace. And you dare not sack me. You are not a chief if you get involved in Galamsey. Asante is distooling a lot of them, one after the other. You cannot call yourself a proper chief if you endorse any political party. You are not a chief. You cannot call yourself a chief if you are selling lands, 1 ton sale of lands, and you are not even using the money to develop the area. You are not a chief, you are a thief. You cannot call yourself a chief, my brother, if you don't know anything about your culture and your tradition. Some of these chiefs, they are only chiefs over funerals and weddings. When funerals come, then they wear their black and red and go and sit down there and drink apetechi and then come and sleep. And a lot of them are only chiefs because they marry so many women. Tradition allows them to do that. And a lot of these chiefs are not chiefs, they are thieves. They steal all the good things of the land. They do not even use that to the benefit of their community. Maybe Cheddar looked at some of these things that are looked at and he decided that no, this is not a chief I should go to, and decided not to go. I don't know what Cheddar saw. But if I were Cheddar, this would be the same things I will look at before I go to any such palace. There are some palaces in Ghana. I just don't want to mention names because of decorum. Because if I start mentioning names, very soon letters will start flowing all over the place looking for me to come and explain. No matter how much I explain, they will still not understand. So I will not mention any chief's name. There are some chiefs in Ghana. There's no way I'll go to their area and go to their palace. Even if there was gold to be picked for free, I will not go there. In fact, they have killed the spirit of our culture and our tradition. They are thieves. They are not chiefs. There are some chiefs, even if there was fire in their palaces, if I go there, I will go into the fire to go and greet them. You know why? Because they uphold in high esteem our cultural values and the values of our tradition. How can you call yourself a chief when you are a Galamsey man? How can you call yourself a chief when you are stealing so much from the people? The other day they jailed the chief for stealing money. What is this? Cheddar, I don't know what you saw. I won't be quick to condemn you, no. Maybe you saw what you saw. Maybe every palace he goes to, they demand money. The other day I wanted to visit my village chief. I wouldn't mention the name of the village. And the young boys around him, yeah, when you are coming, you know you have to bring 2 sheep. And then, after the 2 sheep, you get something in an envelope. I said, that thing in the envelope, should it be cola nuts? Because in my area, it's cola. So no, yeah, it's cola. But, cola can come in so many different forms. Yeah, if you can't get the cola. I said, no, I can get the cola. No. The chief does not chew cola. So I said, it's the cola for the chief. Oh, it's Coca-Cola you want? So no, just put some money in an envelope, and then I was listening to them. How much money are you looking at? At least if you put some $2,000. I said, what? I'm going to visit a traditional chief. He wants money in American dollars. He has no respect for the cola nuts that are chewed in the area. Now he wants something bigger than Coca-Cola. Is this one to a chief, or is a thief? My brother, let's be wise. Let's not demean chieftaincy. Let's not do that. I leave it here.
This is